last fight didn't go as we wanted.
Nah,
Um, what after that? After you do take a loss, obviously it's always in the back of your mind that it can happen. Now that it's happened, what's your course of action?
it's same as always, man. Just keep pushing forward. We find out, what mistakes that we made in leading up to that point, what we can fix, and try to go back to the drawing board and fix it so that it doesn't happen again. But for the most part, it's just keep moving forward. You know what I'm saying? You ain't defined by your losses, so you just it's how you return. So we just keep moving forward.
Right, and you would watch that fight.
Yeah, I watched like 100 times, and it's boxing. I miscalculated. I threw it when I went to go through a jab. I stepped in too much behind the jab, and he was throwing that overhand right at the same time as me stepping in. So I stepped in. I wasn't paying attention to it, trying to throw my punch, get my punch off, and got caught with his.
Yeah, that was a tough one because you had already had a knockdown in
Yep,
the previous round,
yep,
and watching it like in my head again, I'm no professional, but I'm watching it going, oh, this is business as
yeah,
usual, like this is skating, and then all of a sudden, boom,
yeah,
one split second, 1 millimeter
yeah.
off. But that's what makes it so great.
That's why I love boxing. It's just anything can happen, and you just got to be prepared. Like I said, this could be one misstep, one miscalculation, and there it goes.
And there it goes. And then, unfortunately, you also lost the championship as well.
Right.
Is there any talks to get that fight back?
That dude don't want to fight me again. We've been trying to get him to fight s- since then. And he don't want it. So
Does he? Do you think he's running because he thinks he got a lucky win and he knows he can't keep it?
I think that's exactly what it is when it comes down to it. Because at the end of the day, if you a fighter and you want to fight, and I gave you the opportunity to fight for me for my belt. So I feel you caught me with a lucky punch. Let's run it back and see what's up. But he don't want to run it back, so we gonna move on, do what we do, and maybe in the near future he change his mind and we could get it back. But if not, ain't no thing.
Yeah, and that's a New England title through Mike Reyes, correct?
It's a ABF title. So it's not necessarily for New England. It's just for the whole nation. You could be in California and fight for ABF.
Oh, okay.
So
I thought that was like through Mike's thing. So thank you for clarifying that. That's interesting. So he can never come back to New England and defend that championship all around the country.
now I would have to go to him,
Right.
and where he would have to I would have to go fight him where he at, and he defended there. Or if he wanted to, he could come up here and try to defend it up here.
Right.
But we gave him the opportunity,
Yeah. I
and
don't think he wants any of your fans because that was not looking good either. Getting a
yeah,
little chippy there.
yeah. So we put a bunch of opportunities on the table. Um, he didn't bite on none of them, so it is what it is.
Right. So as the Patriots say, we're on to Cincinnati, which
Yeah,
is actually um, Cape. No, where are we going?
we going to St. Pete's.
St. Petersburg, Florida,
Yeah,
April 29th. So what do we got going on there?
we have another showdown.
Okay.
Um, another title fight for a National Boxing Association title,
Oh,
super lightweight title. So this one's big. It's 10 round fight, and when I win this fight, I get a world ranking.
wow. Okay.
So
So you just dropped a bunch of awesome big news. That's crazy news. Crazy news. So this is a title fight. I didn't know that.
yeah,
Is this your first 10 round fight?
yes,
Yes, it is.
yes,
Okay. So first 10 round fight. And then if you get the victory, which we always look for, we're always, no if when, right?
yeah, win.
You're going to get a national ranking. Can you explain that to me a little bit, how
Well,
that works?
well, right now I'm ranked on BoxRec and I'm ranked worldwide, but with this title we jump up in the rankings to a significant number, a good number.
Okay.
So I think it goes to, like, say I'm like 400 in the world. I think I jumped to like the top 20 or something like that.
Wow. So there's a
Yeah,
lot on the table for this one.
yeah.
Now, knowing that, now that I know that, are you doing anything different than last time when you trained? Did you think that there was anything that you didn't do, or was that last time was just a slip of the punch, that was it, and then now you're just business as usual?
I mean, it's always business, but in here, there's always something new to learn. There's always something to correct. There's always something that you can make stronger. Um, and we're just right now we're focusing a lot on a lot of better defense. Me being aware and me being more sharper with my eyes and like ring IQ and stuff like that. My punching power is there. We can always increase speed. I mean, there's always improvement for everything. So we just pretty much we hone in on everything, but the main thing right now is just making sure that my defense is tight, my hands is up when I'm stepping in to throw my punch, and making sure that I'm using my angles and getting out of there, and just to hit and not get hit as less as possible.
Right. And I had heard Brian saying that he has watched this your opponent. Have you got eyes on him yourself?
Yeah, I checked him out a few times. I don't really I'm not into that whole watching people watching other fighters. I don't know. You could call me old school because back in the day when dudes used to fight, they had no tape on nobody. They just went in there and fought, and that's how that's how I kind of look at it. Since I mean, I do have the access to check him out, so I watch a few rounds and see what he do, and I'm like, all right, word, let's go.
Yeah.
And then I just go come do my training, and it's more so my trainers want to watch him and see what he does because that's gonna help them it's going to help them implement certain strategies and certain movements in the ring in certain ways that I have to move or I should move or things like that. So, I mean, they could watch them.
Yeah, you leave it up to them to like, guide your training
Yeah,
appropriately, and then you just do what you're
yeah,
told.
not do what I told.
Yeah. Hey, that's a good way to be. Like, keep the mind clear, right?
Yeah,
Then just focus on the job at hand.
right.
Um, so also, you train here at the same gym as a Boo Boo.
Yes.
Do you think that has like a dramatic effect on you being in a gym with somebody at such a high level with the same coaches and things like that?
Yeah, yeah, and yeah and no. I mean, it's awesome to have him here to see him do his thing because he's one of a kind. Yeah, not a lot of pro fighters get to have a three-time world champ in their presence and get to see them spar and get them see them go through the motions of getting ready for a fight. So it's motivating like beyond measure. And it's kind of tough because he got big shoes to fill. You know what I'm saying? And he, like I said, the dude's a different breed. He's one of a kind. So when you see that, it's just like not starstruck, but you just like, damn, he's doing it like this. Shit, I wanna do it like that.
Yeah,
So it's motivation, and I mean, I'm not gonna be 30 and 0. You know what I'm saying? I got 5 losses already, so that 30 and 0 shit's out the door.
yeah,
But can I make can I make for a better ending, and just keep winning. And I watch him and I see how he do and see how he get through it, and I just try to emulate what he do and try to get through it like him.
yeah. It's
So
like it's like a stencil. He's giving you the roadmap.
yeah,
If you're watching him run 10 miles and you're running 5, you're like, well, there's
yeah,
the
I got to
difference.
step it up.
Yeah, there's the difference, right? Cool. So I had noticed something because you and I have worked together doing some photography,
Yeah,
and I wanted to get this story because I talked to Harry a little bit about it, and I wanted to talk to you about this. So we had done a photo shoot, and you said, "Let me bring in my first ever fight outfit,"
yeah,
and you brought in it was plain black trunks, like just boring, right?
yeah.
And then now it's evolved into custom all the way down to the socks. And what was the evolution of that? Tell me about that.
Well, the first trunk shorts, I wanted kind of go at it the all black just with the white like Tyson.
Okay, okay.
So I seen Tyson with the all black shorts. So you know what? I'm a rock with that. And just now, I look at it like I'm stepping on the stage, and this is my performance, and I don't want to come out here looking like ass. So I gotta come out there looking good.
That's one way to put it. Yeah.
I gotta come out there looking good. So the socks, they came in. One of my buddies, he just, hey, how you feel about some custom socks? I'm like, yo, dude, throw 'em my way. I'll wear them.
Yeah.
So now it's a thing. So now I gotta have the socks to go with the uniform and just keep it rocking. But I don't want to go out there looking trash, because you fight as good as you feel. So if you got some good linens on, you're gonna feel good fighting. I feel if you got some bad shit on, then you're gonna look bad fighting. So I just try to look good doing my part.
Yeah, I've definitely seen people out there in gym shorts, and they didn't do very well.
Gym shorts and some Air Forces. That shit's crazy.
That's the bottom.
Yeah, man.
That's not allowed.
I seen some dude really in there with some Walmart shorts on with some Air Forces in like New Hampshire. Crazy.
Yeah, that's
Crazy.
pulled them off the street. They said, "Hey, man, you want to make some money?" That's crazy. So do you have anything special planned for Florida?
Yeah, this suit I'm doing because it's autism awareness month,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna be wearing the autism colors.
Okay, and like puzzle
Yeah,
pieces and
I'm
stuff.
gonna
Oh.
do it's gonna be white with somehow my guy's gonna finagle the autism puzzle pieces in there, and we gonna
You want to shout out your guy who you use?
um body custom kits. My man Aaron Harrison, he for the like my last like 6 7 fights, maybe more, man, like 6 to 8 fights,
Yeah,
he's been doing
yeah,
all my outfits, and he's tremendous. So I think I'm pretty much gonna stick with him for like the rest of my career.
yeah. The last one that you had was hard.
Yeah,
That was hard coming
yeah,
out with the
yeah.
mask on.
He's a beast.
Yeah,
Aaron's a beast.
I saw that and I was like jaw dropped. I was like, oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
he's ready. He's ready. Um, so I thought this was interesting because we had when we went out to Springfield together, we were at Wahlburgers and um, Heidi told me how you actually kind of got back into boxing. Would
Yeah.
you mind sharing that story with us?
Yeah, man. It was it was probably like a year after I came home from prison. And I was looking for a gym to train because I was like, when I was in when I was in Taunton, they don't have no gyms out there no more. So I would go to West Bridgewater with my cousin CJ to this spot called Bishops, and I would do a little bit of training there, and just go to like workout world and stuff like that. And then I met Heidi in the summer of 2014, and then a year later, um we're going to a Cape Verdean festival, and we're walking through there, and one of the guy who I'm very tight with today, Vladimir Biasi, he was on stage. He's a former pro fighter. He was on stage doing like pad work, hitting pads with one of his trainers, and my trainer today, Brian Johnson, he was there with another former trainer of mine, Clarky, and they was just there doing what they was doing, and Heidi went over to them. I'm over here getting lemonade, and she comes back and she's like, "You gotta talk to this guy." So we go over there, we talk to him, and Brian's like, "Yeah, man, come to the gym Monday." So that Monday I came, I had my bag in the car. I went inside, I talked with him for a little bit, and he asked me, "You got your stuff?" I was like, "Yeah, I got it in the car." And then went and grabbed my shit, and worked out Monday, and it's been me and Brian ever since.
Yeah, the rest is history,
Yeah,
and still writing it
yeah.
as we go. But you had previously trained when you were younger.
Yeah, I started when I was 21, about 2007. I uh I was with a guy training on Robert Cananzi. I probably trained for like 6 or 7 months, and then I had my first fight in Lynn, and I fought on a baseball field. Um, it was pretty cool. I ended up getting a second round knockout against the kid, and then a few months later I fought in the Rocky Marciano tournament, and I ended up winning that tournament. Um, so I started off pretty good. And then I went that like 2007, 2000, the beginning of 2008. I fought in the Golden Gloves. I made it to the Southern New England Finals, but I ended up losing to damn, I forget his name, but I just know his last name is Charles, and he fought for Capiello's boxing. So I ended up losing to him by decision. So fast forwarded to another year, I go to Golden Gloves, I fight the same kid, I lose by decision. So at that time, I was like, man, this shit ain't paying my bills. I got to do what I got to do. So I just it kind of discouraged me, and I just stepped away from boxing, and I didn't get back into it from until the summer 2015 when I met him. So you figure from 2009 to 2015, I didn't box.
Wow, like a 6 year layoff.
Yeah,
Wow. And when you had originally got into it, was that your plan to be like to be a pro and have it pay all the bills and be like, I'm a professional fighter? Like, was that
yeah.
your
My
intention?
at that time, I wanted to. I was just looking for an out from the streets,
Okay.
and I figured, you know, I could fight. This could take care of me, take care of my family. So let's do it. But I wasn't patient, and
Mm.
not being patient, I was still going in the streets and doing doing shit I shouldn't have been
Being
doing.
reckless, yeah,
Yeah.
being young and reckless.
So that ended up I ended up getting hit for 3 years. So I had to sit down for 3 years.
Wow. Yeah, and now your life's turned around, married, boxing, great job, bought
Yeah.
a house,
Yeah.
and
So
and also happy birthday.
thank you, thank
It's
you,
your
thank you.
birthday. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Um, and so typically we let people real quick if you have any of your sponsors you want to shout out real quick.
Yeah, definitely. I got to shout out Hustle Brand. That's my dude, Nico Anthony. He for the last few fights, dude's been on point, and he's a genuine dude, and just to have someone in my corner, knowing that they believe in me, it's a. I mean, I got a lot of people that believe in me, but just to have another person that believes in me, believes in my talent, believes in my skills, and to be able to represent their brand. And he's upcoming, so I'm still coming up on this in this fight game, and he's coming up as a business. So to be able to rock his brand, it means a lot, and just the meaning behind the hustle, hustle brand. And I've been all about hustle my whole life. So from the streets to the ring, it's a hustle. So I,
Yeah,
I definitely had to rock it. Again, I got another sponsor. I got to shout out Brownwell Fitness. That's my strength and conditioning coach. Um, he's a sponsor for this fight. I also got to shout out Heart Center Yoga. I do yoga there at Bromwell Fitness Training Center, and Eileen, she's amazing yoga teacher. Since I've been doing yoga, it has helped me a lot with like muscle soreness and stretching and stuff like that. So it's a big key, and she's another major sponsor. And I got to shout out Healthy Bites Meal Prep. They the ones that take care of my food for this,
yeah.
so I could cut this weight and be in good shape. So we got some strong people behind us for this fight.
Absolutely. And if there's anybody else that you forgot, don't worry about it. We'll get the logos. We'll throw them up on the screen. We like to do that. So April 29th, St. Petersburg, Florida.
Yes.
We'll see Marcus Bates, and hopefully we'll see you. Thank you, James. Thank you, Marcus, for
Thank
coming
you.
in. Thank you. I really appreciate it. And we'll go into round two. I was going to get into this, but I wanted to wait until we were recording. So I was talking about how you like to be communicated to in a certain way. Um, was that a challenge for you guys at first, or was that something that you guys just kind of hit it off immediately? Where when Brian says to you, like, "Hey, hold that back," or whatever, like, do you understand him, or was there like a communication problem there?
There's never been a communication problem. We don't hold nothing back from each other. We talk to each other with respect. I'm a man. He's a man. I mean, he's a little bit older, but
He's an older man. I thought we
but
just said respect.
He gonna make me talk to him.
but it's my guy. So it was from the first time we spoke um at the Cape Verdean Festival. It's been like that ever since, and the communication's always been on point.
Yeah. And then that's something that has helped you coach him up is that when you tell him he listens and he understands you differently or
No, because there's things that like days that he don't want to do something.
Yeah,
There's times he don't want to do
yeah,
something, but it's also going. It's you got to have compromise in this, especially when you're training them. There's four Marcuses. You have pre-camp Marcus. You have halfway in, three quarters, and you got the shut your ass up Marcus, which where that's his favorite stage.
yeah,
The closer he gets to fight the ornery. He
yeah,
gets ornery. And it's like, okay, I know it's coming. Believe it or not, I do polar opposites. when he gets to be real moody and he's real, just leave me alone, I mess with him.
Yeah,
I mess with
he
him
do.
because you got to keep. I noticed when we left him alone and just go ahead and be rigid and be in your own head, he thinks too much. And like Marcus works hard, you got to shut him down.
Mm.
Like I'll look at him and I'll be like, "Yo, today's rest day. I'm gonna hit the bag." No, you're not. It's rest day.
Mm.
You're off. Go sleep. Especially when we get in because he wants to work. He works so hard that he doesn't realize that letting the body rest and recover is part of the process.
Vital
Yeah,
part, vital part. So, where did that work ethic come from?
I don't know, just something in me. I don't want to. I don't want to let nobody down.
Okay.
Um, I don't want to let myself down. I know I don't like to fail, but I know failure is part of the process. But I push myself till I can't push myself no more, and sometimes that it'd be bad for me. Because I'll go, and if you don't tell me to stop, then I'll keep going. But now, like the last few years being in the game, and you know, one one fight that I had, it was against Vinci Dixon, and I lost that fight, and I lost because I was I trained like. But there was one time I think I trained for like 2 weeks straight. I didn't even take a break.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'll just keep going. And when it came to the fight, I couldn't figure out why I was so like I rested like I do before the days, but a few days before the fight, I rested up to the fight, but I couldn't figure out why
Yeah.
why I felt drained. And after the first round, I went back to the corner, and Brian and Ray asked me. Brian was like, "Yo, you all right?" And I said, "No, I'm not. I just I didn't my body didn't I didn't feel it, and I felt it in the back in the back when we was warming up. And from that point I was like, I'll never I'll never do that to myself again. Like, I know I could go hard, but I know I have to rest. And you know now rest is a little bit more important sometimes.
Yeah. You have
But
to put it first.
yeah, but sometimes I go crazy, but not as crazy as in like 2 weeks without resting,
Yeah.
not
Because
taking it
because you
there.
got
Yeah,
bit. Because you got bit from
yeah.
it. Yeah.
So now I mean, I'll go to 6 days, and I'll train the 6 days, and on Sunday like today, then today's my rest day. Like, I wanted to go run after this, but I'm not going to because I'm actually I feel it. So I'm gonna go home and rest, and then tomorrow, I'll do my double session. I'll wake up in the morning, I'll go do my strength and conditioning. I'll run my miles after that. Then I'll go home, I'll rest, then I'll come here and I'll do my workout here and go about it. So whatever I don't do today, it sucks, but I
Stack
gotta
it.
rest, and I'll do it tomorrow, and break it down through the 6 days. So on the seventh day, which is Sunday, then I can just rest.
So why do you think you get so moody when you're through the transit when you're getting closer to the fight?
Um,
Is it the food?
it's it's food, you know, booty.
Yeah.
Ain't getting no booty. Gotta put that shit on hold.
Yeah. Yeah.
So but it's just it's it's time to lock in, and I zone out, and I get agitated because I get anxious, and I just want to get in this ring. And it's nothing personal to the other dude in the corner, but I'm gonna fucking break you off because you're gonna try to break me off, and we ain't, you know what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
it gets to that point where, like, I just
Yeah.
and I'm ready to
Chomping at the bit.
yeah
Can't wait to get in there.
I'm ready to come out.
Yeah, I think it was Deontay Wilder. After he knocked out his last opponent, it was a really bad one where the guy hit his head and they had to like bring him to the
Yeah,
hospital and stuff. And he said, as much as this is a sport, we're in there. There's no other sport where people are in there like trying to kill each other.
It's the hurt business.
yeah,
Yeah,
And that's what I tell people all the time. It's the hurt business. So you have to prepare, like for this one, he has to go to a dark place and he got to stay there for a while. And when he climbs through them ropes, I can't go with him but I can get him there, and I can walk through that dark place with him. Like right now, the more I watch the fight, the less I like him.
Mm.
The kid he's gonna fight. When we have sparring come in here, my partner's got this thing, oh, you work nice with the sparring partners, they'll come back. I'm like, no. His job is to turn up because he's fighting to get placed in the world rankings.
Yes.
If they can't take it, it's their coach's job to take him out the ring. My job is to prepare him for that dark place. So when he does whatever he has to do to be victorious, it's within the rules, it's clean, but it's the hurt business.
100%. 100%.
And we're right now, until we come back from St. Pete, we're open for business. And
24/7.
he looked at me and he's like, well, if you screw up the sparring partners, then I said, then you go get me more, because that's your job.
Yeah, there's more gyms.
There's more people. I don't care if we have to go travel. And then when Boo comes in, he says, yo, you know you got to be ready for that dark place. The first thing he said to him, you got to be ready for that dark place now.
Yeah.
And he's like, and the funny part was my partner's like, yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, no, you wasn't. Stop. But he's got to go. Not only him, anyone I train.
Yeah.
I'm like, let's go. Because everybody says, oh, well, he's the measuring stick. No, he's the result.
Okay.
That's the measuring stick.
Okay.
Because he'll come in this gym and he won't talk to nobody. B, what are we doing? Or he'll come in some days, I get here before him. I set up the strength stations. He go, you can rub that on your chest. I ain't doing that today, but I'll do the rest of this. He's at
Oh yeah. And this next fight is again at 135.
140.
140.
140. Okay. And are you typically 135 or are you 140?
Nah, it's been 140. I started out at 147, but I every time when we fought at 147, I would weigh in at like 142, 143. So I was like, you know what, we just dropped down to 140. I'll shave this few more pounds and call it a day.
Right. And that's comfortable for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I had talked to Gabby and he had done one at 130 and he usually was 135 and he's like, dude, that last five. He's like, when I was in the ring, he won the fight, but he was
Yeah.
like, I didn't feel like I had the gas
Yeah.
that I normally had. So people don't understand how drastic the weight loss is and how much it affects you.
And that's the other thing you watch. You watch from fight to fight. Like, I write notes
Okay.
as soon as the fight's over.
You have to. It's fresh in your mind.
He was strong from 1 to 5. Started fading here. So what is that? Like he told me the other day, I'm watching him spar. He said, we need to do burst. Everything's got to be burst.
Yeah, I heard you saying that. I heard you saying that earlier.
We got 30 minutes to fight. That's 10 minutes. We got to do burst for at least 45 to an hour. 1 minute intervals, 30-second intervals, 10-second intervals, burst again. People ain't going to pick that up that ain't seeing him spar. People ain't going to pick that up watching him hit the bag. People ain't going to watch when he hits mitts.
Right.
These are things I look at. Interval burst. We got to get him fighting. And when he has to do a burst, he's never been 10 before.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. So previously was 8.
Yep.
Yep. And
And
have you done 8 the distance?
I've done 8 the distance.
Okay.
I fought 2 8-rounders. One went the distance, one didn't.
So going 10,
Yep.
when your body's used to going, he's out of there by 4. Because the average fight he knocks out within 4 rounds.
Yeah.
I got to get him ready for 12 rounds.
Yes.
Because there is the nervous energy, there is the tension. What happens if this goes in? The kid's not a heavy puncher. But he's got to get inside and he's got to live there. That in itself is a task. He's going to be tied to these bags certain days. And like I told him, if you can tell Doug what you've done that week and he writes out what he's done, I can put notes in it when he goes back. I don't want no more of this. I don't want him running in sand dunes. I don't want him doing anything because of how much rest he needs.
Yeah.
And people ain't factoring that in.
Yeah.
Like you heard what he said. I'll go 6 days of rest on Sunday. You got 6 double sessions. So that's 12 workouts.
That's crazy.
Well,
And you
not,
go-
not every day is a Monday, Wednesday, Friday is a double session. Tuesday, Thursday sparring.
And you're how old?
And then Saturday is kind of like, I would say double session, but not really double session because I do strength and conditioning and then I do yoga and then I'll either run or I'll hit the bag and shadow box.
Okay.
So, and that's so it's kind of like a double session on Saturday.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I already have that fact that he do it in his noggin. But I also factor in his age.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of the biggest things, if you went back to the Manny Pacquiao fights when he fought Keith Thurman,
Yeah.
one of the things that made him so sharp and so attuned was Freddie Roach implemented rest hours.
Yeah. You have to.
I
You have
want
to.
12 hours in between this workout and this workout. Then I want 8. Then I want 6. Then he reversed it 6, 8, 12. So the rest was there. And when he jumped on Keith Thurman early, he jumped and stayed jumped. That's where he gonna have to be at some point. But again, it's if I tell him, yo, you ain't doing this, he gonna do it anyway. He gonna do it anyway. He gonna be like, and I'm gonna tell you, he's either gonna be rubbing on your chest or shut your ass up, and he gonna go do it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't look at our relationship. I look at the relationship between me and Heidi,
Yeah.
his wife. His wife, I introduced her as my daughter to people.
Yeah.
And when they got married, I even said it to her father. Thank you for allowing me to share her.
Yeah.
And he was like, she told me. And so I gotta look her in her face. One time in here, he took a good body shot and she looked at me and she said, is he all right? But the way she asked me, it wasn't the everyday.
Yeah.
It was a, oh my God, that hurt.
Yeah.
I've watched her do weight cuts where she sat in a hotel room with us and cried because she thought he was hurting, not realize he was just that relaxed. But I got to look in her eyes.
Yeah.
And I got to look in Trey's eyes. I got to look in Ma's eyes.
Yeah.
Because I have a family, I have a good family, but I'm not close to a lot of people. His family, his friends from Taunton, from day one have been, you're a part of us now because of him.
Yeah.
So I got a lot of people that I answer to. And every fight, I don't care what it is, his mother will come out and she'll say thank you, a hug, Gramps. And then I go, enjoy him. He did a good job. And I kind of fade off so they can have that moment. But
Yeah.
there is that strong responsibility to those behind the scene.
Yeah. 100%. 100%.
So the other guys don't have to answer to them.
Yeah.
It's mine.
Yeah.
So-
We had talked about that. That's another element of fighting that people don't understand is the stress on the family because you are training
Yeah.
so often. It's difficult and people don't understand the sacrifice. They only see the glory of inside the ring,
Right.
but then outside there's a lot of stuff. It's not glamorous
Nah.
in any way. You know, I mean, this is a great looking gym. In all honesty, like it's nice, everything's new, but this isn't glamorous. You know?
Nah.
I mean, I did hear you were at the spa the other day, though.
Yeah. The body spa. It's necessary.
Yeah.
It's hydrotherapy.
Yeah.
So you listen, dog. Don't be mad because you ain't do it. He wanted to do it and he ain't do it yet.
Oh,
But
so
that's
he's
that's,
jealous.
That's his fault.
He's
No,
jealous.
it's my fault.
Oh.
He
It's-
one person.
It's his fault that he ain't do it.
How many fighters I got?
You do got a few fighters, but you could take a personal day.
And then who am I gonna have to take with me?
I'm coming with you.
Oh, you can come, but if we bring the wives, it's not a personal day.
Well, they could go sit in the jacuzzi and talk amongst themselves, and we could do the same thing. But what it is you go the water journey is you start out in a Epsom salt jacuzzi, which is like 85 degrees.
Okay.
From there, you go into a eucalyptus steam room, and then from there, you go into it's a cold plunge. They say it's 50 degrees water, but it's way colder than that. So then you go into that plunge. You get out, you chill out for a second, then you go into a sauna. You have a choice of an infrared sauna or your traditional sauna. Then you go back into the cold plunge. Then from the cold plunge, you come out and you go into a 104-degree jacuzzi, which is it's mineral water. And then after you do that, you go back into the cold plunge. Then you chill for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then you do that cycle all over again. And you have about an hour and a half to do it as many times as you can.
That's a lot of shrinkage.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you're gonna stretch my stuff up and then make me jump
Yeah.
back in that cold water.
It's like a yo-yo.
Your nuts don't like you when you get done with that.
Now they don't, but they stay.
Yeah, they turtle.
They stay in.
They go right back in.
Yeah, that cold plunge ain't no joke.
Yeah,
It's it's I don't really like ice baths. I'll do that. Um, but it's almost colder than an ice bath. And but when I get out of there the next day, I feel totally like
reset.
yeah, man. It's definitely it's something that I do it once during the camp, but I'm probably gonna do it like another time.
Okay.
Probably like another like 3 weeks before the fight.
Okay.
So get it in twice because it's like it's super great for your body and there's so many benefits for it.
What is it? Is it supposed to be for your joints, muscles, like just
It's
everything, just all around?
everything,
Okay.
all around health.
And is it it's supposed to be like detox as well
Um,
with the sweating, with the
yeah,
yeah.
but the whole point is because you want to heat up and cool down, and the heat is good for your muscles and for the soreness and all that, and just as well as the cold. So they implement both.
Yeah, shocking the
Yeah,
system. Yeah, that's been a new. It's like kind of like the new hot thing,
yeah,
even though it's the reverse of like cold plunging and things like that, like shocking your system. It's what's that guy's name? Wolf something. The
That's bull crap. You feel better because your nuts fell back down. That's all it is. And
you get
your nuts turtle that deep in. 2 days later, when they drop out, you feel like a man again.
yeah
nah, my nuts is out as soon as I leave, as soon as I leave the body spa.
We're
We
gonna
back
stop talking about your nuts now.
yeah yeah. That's the only reason I brought it up. I just wanted to talk about nuts. I knew that was coming. That's funny. So, and again, I talked to Luke about it, and he said, Florida's not a big deal. It's a 1 day trip, nothing crazy. Um, Past Florida, where are we going? What are we thinking?
I think when we get back from Florida, he'll fight here again in June or July.
And is that with Mike
Yeah.
and Lowell? I think they have
Yep.
one.
Yeah,
Okay,
And then from there in August, we're going to Ireland.
you are going to do that.
Yeah, we are going to
yeah,
go fight in Ireland. He's got to get, even if all else fails, he's been around the world.
Right.
Boxing's taking you to Ireland. Boxing's taking you. I'm actually looking at somebody who's doing a card down in Japan. I might take that one for him. Just so you see it. Go see
Right,
it.
right.
I still have pictures on my phone from when he got home and I took him to Atlantic City. And he fought. I was so mad at him. We drove 12 hours for him to beat up a dude in 90 seconds.
Oh, gee.
And then we was all done. He won the trophy and that was it. And I was like, wow, what are we going to do? Suddenly, all right, we're going to go back. He just wanted to chill and sleep that day. So I said, when we get up in the morning, we're going to go see it. We're going to go see Atlantic City. I'm going to show you the boardwalk and everything. So we got to have breakfast. I think we had lunch too.
Yeah.
Then we came back, let him see the casino. But his face, like, how you know where this is? How you know where that is? And I'm like, I've been down here a million times. That's an experience that, like,
Yeah.
and not to mention just some of the dumb stuff him and I have been through. That's comical. It's funny.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, it's life experience that
yeah.
you're getting paid to do it, and you're only this age once. You're only fighting once. Like that was Fernanda had mentioned. She was like when she was young. She's like, I did a karate tournament in Japan, and I was like, wait, did you just say Japan? Like, and I'm
Yeah.
like, that'd be so cool to go there. And she was like 8 years old and
That's
like
crazy.
one, yeah, right. You know what I mean? Like, so if you have the ability to take a fight, like in Australia, fighting's very big or something like that, you're like, wow, that's a huge opportunity that a lot of the times if you said, hey, you need to save the money, get time off from work, and do all this and organize it. You're like, this is very difficult.
Yeah.
But if you're like, hey, we're going there for a fight, and you can squeeze a couple days on each side and get to enjoy the culture there and do that, it's incredible.
That's the funny part is when people go, "Hey, did you go when you was in D.C.? Did you go see the sights?" I said, "Yeah, I saw a hotel, I saw a restaurant, I saw a gym, I saw this." But luckily, everything was on the street as we came to the hotel. But it kind of upset me because he was going to go to the Javante fight, and then he's like, "Nah, I'm not going." I was like, "Yo, I wanted him to."
Oh,
It's weird because I started this journey with a lot of people. I've done it in different forms, different way. But he was saying I'm going, I'm like, yo, he gonna be there when I make this walk. He gonna
yeah.
be there when I do.
Yeah.
He was in New Hampshire and stuff like that, but it wasn't pay-per-view. It
Yeah.
wasn't. So to do it this day and this time, so when we go to St. Pete, it's fun. Like when we travel, like last time we was on a plane, it was mad fun.
Yeah.
But our joke was, how did his wife manage to book the same flight, the seat right next to him? Like she just did everything. So we kind of was laughing at her. But the more we get to do, because like you said, this is just a drop in the bucket as far as time. The more you get to do, the more you get to do. When it's all over, you go, yo, we really did this, bro.
Yeah.
Like we went.
Yeah.
It didn't hit me till he walked in the gym with his first belt. I'm like, yo, bro, we did it.
Yeah. Game on.
And I got a
Yeah.
pair of his trunks. He didn't give me the jacket, just the trunks hanging up in my house. And I'm like, and it's funny because Kelly just said it yesterday. She's like, can you ask Marcus why he never gave you the jacket? He just gave
Half
you
the
the
outfit.
drawers. And I was like, yeah, she
Yeah,
should.
cause that's. I mean, I wore 'em both, but I wore the trunks in the
In
ring,
the ring, right?
and those are the first trunks. Actually, those are the first trunks that you bought
Yeah.
for me, that
And that's why
you had
I told her,
designed
I
for
said,
me.
yo, these are the ones I did for him.
Oh, so you were just returning them.
Yeah, basically.
He paid for them to begin with.
I didn't look at it like that, but
But like,
I thought it would be some significance behind
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
everything has a significance behind it. But like I told her, I said, I said I'll get one of his full outfits, and when it's in here,
Yeah. There you
the
go.
whole thing in here with the pictures, cause and the banners, cause that's his square right there.
But little did she knew I'm gonna give her the autism
Outfit.
book. Yeah, for River.
Yeah, she gonna cry that day. You're gonna have all moody and teary in there.
Yeah. That's really nice.
But again, it's weird because just like I got a second family, he got a second
Yeah.
family.
Yeah.
Like our families have been like, yo, that's it. Usually just
Yeah.
used to it together. And like I tell people, I'm like, yo, it's been me and him from start to finish,
Yeah.
Yeah.
start to finish. And then now I see my partner, he'll be like, yo, I'm gonna do this with my. No, you're not. You fall in the same category as everybody else.
Yeah.
It's a check system, just like he ran up to the dudes at Golden Gloves and cussed out everybody in the middle of the Golden Gloves about wasting time. If you ain't gonna listen to him, I'm not letting him train with you no more.
Wow.
Yeah, cause it just, and as as I'm climbing up, and as other pro fights in here are climbing up, the time that we have to spend training, it becomes instrumental, and
Yeah.
time is important. And if you have fighters in here that are not taking the craft serious, and he's sitting there trying to train you, you're not taking that serious. You taking away from the time that he could be putting serious time with myself, or like Raheem, another pro fighter that's coming up. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So like the amateurs, like understand, you put in, you get in what you put in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you're gonna put in half-ass time, put it in on your own time. Don't take his time, because that half time that he's gonna waste on you and you ain't gonna use that shit. That's half time that he could be putting in with me and someone else who got some serious shit coming ahead. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, I don't I don't like anybody wasting his time. You know, because he puts a lot of time. Like yeah, it comes, that time is taken away from me, but also like it's his time. Like he's not wasting time over here, because I get in there, we do what we do, and that's what it is. But these other fighters, they just think that this shit's a game, and this shit's not a game, and
Right.
he don't think it's a game. It's his time, so don't play with his time. So if you ain't gonna do this shit right, if you gonna do this half-assed, then don't come and bother do it at all.
Yeah. Because time is the most valuable resource in the
Right.
world. And then when you have a valuable resource
Yeah.
and he only has a limited amount of time, and again, as much as I'm sure both of you like being here, you also could be spending time with your
Right.
family or doing something else. So if someone's going to come in and they say, "Hey, I want to do this, I want to train," like if we came here with you and it took us 2.5 hours, we were like, we were hustling to get this up because your time is valuable and we appreciate you being here and spending the time with us, and we treat it as such, as valuable time.
Not
Yeah.
to mention when the springtime comes, I'm gone.
Yeah, where are you going?
I go to my camper. So
Oh,
like I literally from
This dude.
Hell yeah.
mid-April until the end of summer, I live in Connecticut.
Oh, nice.
So I come back every day, but like when
He be out.
Yeah. So what else do we have going on at the gym? That's big news. Anything else we want to talk about? Do you have? You said you had mentioned Raheem. I believe again. Correct me if I'm wrong. I just looked through people's stories
Yeah.
and social. He had a couple fights and then they'd fallen through. People keep dropping out.
Yeah.
he's a hard kid to get fights for. He's 147 pounds. He's 6'4". He's
He
got
ain't that tall.
no. He's 6'2". 6'2".
Yeah.
6 months.
6'2". And if you're taller than me, you're 6'4". Automatically. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But he's 6'2". He's fast as hell, and he
Yeah.
hits like a heavyweight.
He's long. He has a
Yeah.
good reach.
He definitely.
But he can sit in and bang on the inside with you. He'll do whatever you want.
Yeah.
But he's had some life things that we're working through, and we're gonna get him there. But once he hits his stride,
Yeah.
it's a wrap.
That's off.
Yeah.
That's off.
And is he on this card?
No. Hopefully he'll be in June, right?
He's gonna fight in June.
Okay.
For the JBTM team, we got Ricky Dolos Santos.
Does he have a
who's-
fight coming up?
He might be on this card.
Okay.
We're hoping he gets that contract signed in time. We got a new guy, Mike, who's reminds me a lot of him in terms of his dedication, his eyes on what he got to do, don't talk much.
Okay.
Mike Solid.
Yeah, so trying to think who else.
Yeah. Well, right now it's just me, Mike, Ra, and Ricky.
Okay.
Ricky,
And,
then we got Demetrius as always.
I was gonna say, what about Boo Boo and everything coming up?
Boo's been through some stuff, so some family stuff that we're praying for him for. Well, I mean, he's coming out on the other side of it. Things are looking up, but we're supposed to be back in. I think he said June.
Okay.
June. So and then
Yeah, because at the level he's at, it seems, and again, I'm an outsider looking in here. It seems that the higher you go in the rankings, the more difficult it is to find a fight because people almost don't want to fight, or they want the contract to be a very, very specific way. So I can imagine him finding a fight is difficult.
when you're the boogeyman of the game, like I said, it started real early. It started from as soon as he got here.
Yeah.
He beat he's the only U.S. amateur to win back-to-back World Pan Am Games, World Championships.
Okay.
Then you become an Olympian. Then you become a pro fighter. Yeah, you had some stumbles. He had some stumbles in his career early, but now that he's hitting his stride,
Yeah.
he hasn't lost a round since 2006. Never mind a fight, a round.
Wow. No judge has put up a card that he's lost around.
And he's dropped every one of his opponents.
Yeah.
They all hit the ground. So
So when you were saying that boxing is an unforgiving sport, do you think that that's what people are doing? They're trying to protect that L bracket because as that goes up, people don't want to fight you. Your stock drops.
it's the Floyd Mayweather syndrome.
Yeah.
Floyd made the O so important. Let's go back to the days of the greats. Ali, he lost. Frazier, lost. Ken Norton, lost.
Sugar
George
Ray
Foreman,
Robinson.
lost.
Landed.
Hagler, Hearns, all of them took a L.
Man,
Yeah.
all of them.
But it made those mistakes. I don't know if you remember, you could watch them fights on CBS
Yeah.
on a Saturday.
That was before my time.
Watch your mouth. Aaron Pryor, Alexis Arguello, I swear to this day, my mother made fried fish sandwiches on bulky rolls and potato fries. And we watched that on CBS Sport, 4:30 in the afternoon. Aaron Pryor, Alexis Arguello.
Yeah.
This pay-per-view stuff is dying.
Mm.
Last night at midnight, when they first announced the Ryan Garcia pre-fight sales, you could get a ringside seat for like $5,000. Last night at 4 o'clock in the morning, the ringside seats was going for $29,400.
Yeah. I heard it sold out quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's a really fast turnaround too. Because Javante Davis just was on that.
Cap Center.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with Boo Boo on that pay per view for Showtime, and then immediately they started talking about that fight, and they had that signed quick. So
They had to do something quick because the Garcia fight was horrible.
yeah,
It went off at 2 o'clock in the morning. Tank was in that building at 7 o'clock at night. It was horrible.
yeah,
The best fighter that night was Boo Boo.
yeah. I didn't get to see it.
The Boots Ennis fight, horrible. Rashidi's fight, horrible. In terms of boring, it just was a horrible fight.
Mm.
Boo Boo, action packed. He threw punches out the gate. He threw punches all night. He sang to the dude. When you watch that thing, you're gonna hear him singing "What's Love Got to Do with It." But
It's good when you're having a good time.
that's what boxing's become.
Yeah,
Back when in its heyday, the best fought the best. Jack Johnson fighting 27 rounds in the heat.
yeah.
Now we got these guys being like, I can't fight you. Bud Crawford and Errol Spence. Why hasn't that fight happened by now?
Yeah.
I think just from a standpoint of economics, when the ticket sales can be allowed to can escalate from $5,000 to $30,000 for the exact same chair, then there has to be accountability on the product. Look at the WWE. They sell the tickets for whatever they sell the tickets for.
Yeah.
We're doing the same thing now with boxing. Oh, they ain't gonna fight till they're damn near 30 or 40 years old. Not only boxing, look at all the sports.
Yeah.
The Pro Bowl is a flag football game now.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And the All-Star game is a pickup game.
NBA is doing load management. Like people aren't even playing the whole season anymore.
Right. Oh, I'm resting.
Yep.
But your ticket to come see me is $500. How about we rest on these ticket prices and we start attacking ticket prices as consumers?
Yeah.
If this is what it's going to be, we're going to come and do this. I can't justify. Granted, it's going to be a great fight.
Yeah.
You alter the pay-per-views. You don't alter the seat prices in an arena.
Yeah, that's insane.
Because
$9,000.
if I can get a ringside seat for $1,000 and that's what it normally goes for, you're price gouging.
Yeah.
That's bait and switch at its finest. They're breaking the law in front of you.
Yeah.
But we're dumb enough to allow it because it's pro sport. It's Javante Davis. It's Ryan Garcia.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, if you look at Ryan Garcia's box rec, he ain't fought nobody.
So that's we had talked. I've talked to some people about it, and that's the one thing about the UFC that people seem to like is that you are basically told, like, I think, and again, I don't know I'm just gonna make this up, but like he'll come to you, like Dana White they'll come to you with a fight. You can say like no, like once, and then the next fight, you're taking this fight. You do not have it, or you vacate the title. They'll strip
he
titles
strips you
all the
every day.
time. The only thing is because he's kind of the only show in town, people complain about the pay. But you get the fights you want to see, but then the fighters don't like the pay that they're getting. So there has to be somewhere where something can, and I think it's a little bit more in boxing on the fighters where it's like, hey man, let's make this happen for the fans. That Tommy Fury Jake Paul fight took 2 years.
And it was horrible.
And it was horrible. But it took 2 years for us to finally be like, dude, can you just shut the hell up and fight? And
Right.
It took 2 years. Now I understand also as a thing, they're building hype. I get it. But 2 years?
Yeah, that's
2 years to build hype?
But again, that's that. It's the game. It's the hustle.
Yeah.
But we won't, it's going to take formats like what you're doing
Yeah.
to start creating, I'm actually pushing to do this thing called Truth Serum,
Okay.
where, and I've talked with Punch and a couple of other, they're like, B, when you do this, you just need to know that you're going to be
The heat. You're on the
You're
grill.
going to be poking the bear. And I said, you know what? But if I poke the bear in the right way,
Yeah.
I'll bring more light to truth. I'll bring truth to light.
Yeah.
Because guys like him who really bust there's no way in the world Jake Paul should be getting $40 million to fight. He's never trained, never put no time in. But here comes a guy who's just as exciting, just as hot, just as promising, but he got to make $4,000 or $5,000.
Right.
And he gonna fight a better fight, gonna fight a harder fight. Everybody told, well, Jake Paul fought Tyron Woodley. Tyron Woodley been getting beat up since he's wasn't a fighter at that
Right.
point anymore.
Right. He was retired.
The
Yeah.
game was gone.
So that brings up to in that fight, right? Tommy Fury, trash. Like he fought. Somebody had told me that all the people he had beat, which he was 7-0 at the time, over 100 losses combined between the 7 people that he had beat.
That's common.
Okay.
If you go and look at early Mike Tyson,
Yeah.
box rec.
Tomato can.
Yes.
Tomato can.
Just to
Yeah.
build,
Yeah.
just to build up.
Get the record, and again, you got to get the action, right?
Yeah.
You got to get in the ring.
It
Got to.
depends on the movement.
Yeah.
It depends on the movement of the fighter. With him, he just never, he didn't want that.
Mm.
Like, I'll be like, listen, we're going to get you a couple of tune-up fights. You get me one.
Yeah.
Okay, wait a minute. First off, we're going to get you a couple of tune-up fights.
April 29th. Dude, again, thank you so much for announcing that to me.
Yeah, man.
Keeping that a secret from me. I didn't know it was a title fight. And I also didn't tell you we're going to be down there. So we're definitely going to be down there. Do you have a code if someone was to buy tickets? Is it Mean or Bates?
I think it's just my name, Marqus Bates.
Oh, you type it in or whatever.
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
pretty
cool.
sure if you how he done it in the past, we would
Bates.
it's
Yeah,
just
usually
Bates.
usually it's like a code.
Yeah, because the fighter the fighter turns into a drop box and you can
Right.
just type in my last name.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. Yeah. So if anybody wants tickets for that, we're definitely gonna have this up next Sunday.
Right.
Send them the poster because I think all of that's on the poster.
Yeah, I'll send.
Okay, yeah, you have the poster. Yeah, we'll put the poster. We'll have all that. We're gonna shut this down. Thank you guys so much. Again, thank you, James. Thank you,
Thank
Brian.
you.
Thank you,
Thank
Marcus.
you.